Hello guys, welcome to TurboTough. Today we're in a brief commentary video about one of the most popular and trendy topics in the iRacing community in the last couple of days. Really, I would say last couple of weeks, but everyone started trying it out in the past week, and we said, hey, let's give it a shot. You know what I'm talking about. It's that one thing everyone and their mother is talking about nowadays, AI. I saw the GP Labs video. I haven't checked the Jimmy Broadbent video. Um, hey, quick note after watching Jimmy's video, it's about an AI crew chief, or well, an AI used for training. So it's not quite about the same topic. Although he should also try iRacing's adaptive AI. Very good, especially as he's racing in real life this time around. Well, this year. He's been doing it for a few years. Okay, parenthesis over. To be fair, a bit of background. I work in analytics and currently I'm finishing my undergrad thesis in overbooking, which uses machine learning model with reinforcement learning, and we are also using predictive models. The thing is, I spend a good chunk of my days with numbers. Hence, when I get into the sim, that was weird. When I get into the sim and want to do a quick race offline, I always struggle with, difficulty. It's either too easy or too hard. And sadly, that also applied to iRacing because I didn't know if, well, I wanted like a wide spread in the skill gap, or I just wanted a tight field that wouldn't allow me to have that many chances throughout the race. And even though iRacing's AI was very strong, I didn't feel that it was that different compared to other sim racing titles until I tried adaptive AI. I tried to use AI as an instrument for training, and that went amazingly well. I didn't expect that result. In the channel, you should see a recent Porsche Cup race at Imola, episode number 13, I think. Um, I just got out of the sim rig after that race, and I'm amazed at how much I improved and how many mistakes I was able to avoid just out of 2 races, 6 lap races with the AI. It was much more effective training compared to doing solo laps, doing the entire race length. It's good for you, but you're not as pressured. You won't be nearly as pressured compared to when you have cars all over the place trying to overtake you. And when trying the AI, both at Imola with the Cup car and at Fuji with the M4 GT3, I noticed they actually adapt. Lap 1 is always sluggish. It looks like they're AI, you can dive bomb them without many consequences. But from lap 2 onwards, it's open season in you. And they use your weak points. They actually capitalize on your mistakes. They deviate from the standard racing line and attack you. Go for it. I mean, check this out. Check this segment, please. Did you see that? I haven't seen in my entire life a sim racing title where even if I wasn't making a blatant mistake, I was opening up my exit, so I was able to get a tighter middle of the corner and a better exit, hopefully. I just opened the entry a little bit into that last corner at Fuji, and boom, I have the Mercedes up my inside. Not being overly aggressive, we didn't make contact, but he was essentially giving me a warning like, hey, if you try to open the corner next time around, I'm definitely going for that gap. And it was very fun. It was very fun. If you want to practice or train for races, I highly recommend iRacing's AI. But but that's not the only reason I'm making this video right now. And, well, I'm recording my thoughts just after talking for about an hour. So my voice is a bit exhausted. Nevertheless, this got me thinking. This is definitely AI. For the first lap, they are going to be single file, maybe double file, but you definitely notice that they're AI. Throughout the race, you also notice that they are AI, but I don't mean this as a bad thing. They actually behave in a believable way, as if you were racing the ideal driver at your skill level, and that was amazing. They didn't make too many mistakes, and they weren't extremely aggressive, but they were able to not only keep the car on track, but also respond to my attacks and to my moves, the moves I tried to pull on them. So the question I want to leave to you, and I think this will be very interesting to talk about, and I'm definitely using AI to practice for the rest of the season. I want to get to 3K, no doubt. If the behavior of an AI system is actually better or even more believable than the behavior of human players, then is it possible that we're not quite looking for realism when developing AI, but rather for idealism? And I know I'm getting into weird territory, philosophy, I guess, epistemology, how knowledge is created. But the thing is, in sim racing, you always have this debate about what's realistic and what isn't. And maybe what's realistic is easy and not as fun, or maybe what's realistic, it's very fun but very hard. You have a lot of gray areas through there. I haven't driven a race car in my life. One day I will, be sure of that, and I will post it in this channel. But we always debate about what's the most realistic experience. And we go on physics, we discuss tire models and car modeling and physics engines and all of this complicated stuff, and AI also falls into those categories where there's a lot of controversy and preferences between sim racing titles. The thing about iRacing's AI, they don't try to imitate the real player, but rather just give the player a challenge. Which in words, it's very simple to tell. As I was talking to my father last night, you have to drive it. When I saw the adaptive AI announcement, I was like, okay, that's nice. Maybe one day I'll give it a try. But I didn't expect to be this attracted to it, I guess. It's just so fun to race against them. I've never, in a long time, probably ever since the first Project Cars, and that was like, what, maybe 8 or 9 years ago, 2015, I haven't felt like I set up an AI race too short, where I was at the end like, man, I should have gone another 2 laps. That never happened to me, and this time around, with this current track combo, it happened. They are not flawless, by the way. At Imola, especially through Tamburello and Acqua Minerali, they tend to be very single-filey and machine-like. But for the rest, they attack, they defend, they react, they also try to avoid. They are simply very good, and not only as an instrument to prepare for real races, as you can notice by my recent top 10 at Imola, but they are very fun to race against. Highly recommended, guys. I'm going to leave you with a battle against the AI. The AI was even forcing me into mistakes. I finished dead last in my first race. I cannot emphasize enough how good they are. You should definitely give them a try. That's all for today. Hope you have a good night, good day, depending on what time you're watching this. And see you in the next video. Bye bye.
On your right. Still there. Clear right.